last time, I guess the last couple times that we got to visit these characters, they've been on a very long trek up the coast of Lost Danica, headed towards the Floating Isles, a small group of islands which, as you probably guessed, float. They themselves being one of the tiny slivers of a sovereign nation that exists in this world, other than the free ports. And they're kind of the only bastion that you have ahead of you that lies untouched by any governing body. That and the library tucked within that should hopefully give you an unmodified account of history. Something sorely needed for people in all of your various professions. But whether it was a ghost ship full of passengers who could never leave, even long after they died, to an island full of banished sea folk where their island was slowly dying. No one knew why, other than it seems the individual in charge of the island. And now here we find ourselves. Some on the deck of your tiny little boat, which gets tinier and tinier the more people you bring aboard. Some of you may be below in the sleeping quarters, being vibrated in place by the snoring of one Cyclops, who means all too well, but takes up far too much space. The time is a little past midnight. The stars are beautiful across the sky. Constellations from multiple shifting realms between the realm of fire, the realm of water, the realm of air, all kind of bleeding into each other every once in a while, showing you a night sky from a place that will probably never exist again. Is anyone awake right now?
I am.
Echo and
I am on top of that vibrating Cyclops. Because I am using the snoring and the movement of the chest up and down as a nice sort of like massage bed. And that is what Echo is doing, to the chagrin of his two bodyguards who have been begging him to come down for his own safety. But Echo's like, mind your business. I've had a long day. That is what Echo is doing.
In the lap of luxury, I see.
Is that Cadence's new nickname?
Hey now.
Echo might bring that up later. Thank you. Definitely. Just sitting there and thinking about like what had happened during the whole like seeing Cadence again and getting away from the Turtle Island. You know, that's what Echo's doing.
And Ophi, where are you?
Ophi's probably where they are most nights. I think Ophi can kind of power down a little bit, but Ophi doesn't really sleep in the traditional sense. So I think they probably found a place on one of the ends of the ship, like above deck. And, you know, if it's light enough, depending on, you know, the moon and such, to tinker, they are probably still messing with those little communication devices that they've been trying to get to work. There's like one or two that I think that are still broken. But I think they keep getting distracted by debating back and forth whether or not they should bother. Whether or not they're far enough away from the Turtle Island to risk tapping into that eye again. Because last time they tried, I don't even think they tried last time. Just sort of, there was a vision and they're not fully sure where it came from. And so they want to see if that's something that came from the eye that they have or something that came from the island itself. And I think they're afraid of actually doing that. So I think it's a lot of like tinkering, but it's not actually productive. So it's not really what they're doing.
At this time, you know that the ship is usually put on autopilot, just so everyone can get some rest, including both of the captains. But you would hear the creaking as from the captain's quarters, which is little more than just a glorified storage room that Esme and... My brain wants to say Gregory, but I hope that's correct. It's Gregory?
I think
hope
it
so.
is.
Otherwise,
It's
my brain
Gregory
lied to me.
now.
Where Esme and Gregory, the twins that pilot this little vessel of yours, typically sleep. But you'd hear the door creak open as Esme steps out, stretches. Even from across the ship, a good, 15 or so feet away, you could hear a little, pop every once in a while from joints. And she looks over. And while you might not be looking, you can just, get that feeling like someone's staring at you, like they're debating whether or not to come talk to you.
I think without even sort of looking up, they've got that. I imagine there's it's at night, so there's a small glow from behind one of the eyes. Just sort of looking down at their lap, tinkering, just sort of without turning around. Just, can I help you?
That's the thing. We're supposed to be helping you. It's our deal. You got us out of that prison. We ferry you around the world where you need to go. But, you're about to hit an airship. How much use we're gonna be to you from here on?
I imagine it would simply be like dropping us off at one of the many other land-based places. Are you asking if our contract is up?
It's not that. It's... I've seen more in the past couple weeks than the rest of my life. I wholeheartedly believe in what you all are doing. I just don't know how we can help. I can steer a boat.
So you are asking to come with us?
I guess I'm just feeling a little, I don't know, you didn't quite get what you were bargaining for. You wanted guides, you wanted, an adventuring, spirited captain, and... I feel like we're holding you back. You have to worry about us. You have to worry if we're close enough to come get you. Worry if we can defend ourselves if we get attacked by a kraken.
I think Ophi sets the tinkering down. And by down, I mean inside her chassis. Just sort of, I don't know that she stands, but she does actually fully focus in, I guess, on the conversation. You have done a good job. We have asked you to ferry us, and you have done that. We have asked you to be available to retrieve us, and you have done that. I do not think you have fallen short.
um, if I tell you something that's gonna sound right out of my mind, just you promise not to judge me.
I would have no reason to.
Well, it wasn't just one night, it's been a few nights. I've had a little trouble sleeping, and I keep having this dream where the sky's on fire, and I have to turn the boat around, knowing that I'm about to leave you all behind. And I have to every time. I suppose that's just fear talking. Maybe I'm worried about where you're headed, but it always feels so real. Every time.
I think Ovi does stand and walks over to the captain and just sort of, without saying anything, just sort of opens her arms up as if she's going to give him a hug, but waits.
I'm just not much of a hugger.
The hands drop.
I do appreciate it, and look, I don't want a pity party or nothing. Just trying to, I don't know, clear the air. Cause I wouldn't leave you. If I knew you were in danger, I wouldn't just whip the boat around and go our separate ways.
But you should. If you are in danger, you cannot be helpful to us dead. If it comes to your safety, you need to keep your own safety in mind as well.
Yeah. Got a lot of practice with that one.
Then I think you will do well.
I don't know if Ophi would notice this, being the emotionally neutral robot that you happen to be sometimes, but that hurt. Like, she clearly recoils from it and turns to look out at the water. Yeah. Lots of practice, I suppose.
Practice is a good thing.
I should let you get back to what you're doing. Should try to get some sleep for tomorrow. Have a good night.
Have better dreams.
And she'll turn and head back towards the hatch and quietly close it. Echo, being the only other one awake, you've probably heard a vast majority of this conversation. If there's anything you wanted to do, if you want to just leave it lie, that's fine too.
Echo is throwing around a box in the air and catching it, throwing it up again and catching it, throwing it up again and catching it, and looks at Ophi, or Ophi's I can see Ophi, right?
Yeah, I mean like a mask or a hood or anything?
No, just looking at
Proximity on the ship.
Oh, from your
Yeah.
position, yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
It's the top of the ship is pretty flat, other than like the wheel.
All right, so I'm gonna look at Ophi, and I'm going to say, I think the captain's worried about us.
Should you not be asleep?
Nah. There's a lot going on in my mind right now.
Seems we all do.
Yeah. Seems a lot has happened since I left.
I think Ovi sort of like kind of starts to make her way over that way. Are you much of a hugger?
Sure. And then Echo jumps down, like cartwheel, whatever. You know how Echo is. Cartwheels and jumps down and gives Ophi a big hug.
Does that help with all of the things on your mind?
Yes and no.
Hmm.
Yes, because you give really good hugs. No, because there is someone else I want to hug from. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I love your hugs.
No, I am glad that it is at least a little helpful. Seems less helpful with adults, but glad it is still moderately effective.
I mean, I think adults really like hugs too, but they have different experiences with people and hugs. So it's a little. You're right, it might be less effective, but it also. It depends on the adult.
Thank you. I will remember that.
For sure. What are you tinkering with?
Sort of, reaches back in, opens a hatch in her torso, pulls out what is essentially a hunk of machinery. I don't remember exactly what those looked like. The little communication, the walkie-talkies, essentially, that we had. I believe they were stone-esque. Yeah. So it's probably some sort of like magical, technological, but it's like inside of like a stone casing. We came into these a while ago, if you remember. Just been trying to repair a few.
Okay. Have you been making any progress?
Less so lately. I may have. I think there are a lot of things on everyone's mind. It is hard to focus.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about yours? I share, you share, we all share.
When we were on the island, the turtle?
Yeah. I'm sure he has another name, but I like to call him Harold.
Harold. It is a good name for a large turtle. When we were on Harold, the things in the depths of the turtle, of the Harold, I think it showed me something, and I don't know if that was true. But it was troubling.
Was it scary?
Yes.
Do you think it's because Harold was scary? Or Harold was scared?
I do not think I know enough about giant turtles to know if Harold was scared and if that would affect such things. Do you know that about Harold's? You seemed quite close with him?
Well, it's hard to be close with a being that size.
Yes.
I was just wondering that maybe because he thought he was dying, the things that you saw there, you know, may have affected that. And now that he's not dying, maybe the visions that you see or that you saw. Also, I didn't know you could see visions. That's cool. Anyway.
I cannot. I can. And clearly, if you look like with any intention, one of their eyes is not mechanical.
I see. Was that new, or have you always had that?
No, it was a fairly recent development. A gift from Straya. Although it has been perhaps more terrifying than a true boon. But useful, probably.
What did your new eye show you?
That what we are doing is dangerous.
Oh, you don't need a magic eye to tell you that.
Dangerous enough that we all may not survive it.
And I reiterate, you don't need a magical eye to tell you that. Have you seen us?
Yes, I have seen us. It is just different to see it with such clarity.
Well, here's a thing that I've always hold true and to myself, and it usually gives me hope. If the world's gonna end, and if it's gonna end badly, we might as well enjoy the ride down. So, I've had a lot of things happen to me badly that were out of my control. And whether your eye is correct or not, probably correct, because like I said, look at us. If we can't stop it, might as well enjoy the ride.
Are you enjoying it? The ride down, as you say.
This Echo looks at the box that he's been throwing up and down and says, "Yeah, I think I am." And then puts it back in his pocket.
Thank you.
Get some rest or charge. And I am gonna try to do the same. And at this, Echo makes his way back to the giant Cyclops and is gonna go in for a cuddle.
I think as he's walking away, Ophi just sort of calls out, "I hope you get your hug."
I hope so too. Come here, big guy. Dubs.
One
Good night, Your Highness.
big old meaty arm just kind of flops over.
I bet he gives the best hugs. Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the night's calm, peaceful waves. At morning's light, you are greeted by the very welcoming sound of coastal faring birds, the sound of ships clattering in their docks, the sounds of people shouting, laughing, working, as we approach the city of Halos. A port city in more than one sense, as there is an ocean dock and a skyport dock. As you in your varying states of wakefulness, find yourselves coming up to the upper deck of the ship, staring out towards the city. You see a few dozen mages standing there in the port, kind of directing traffic, raising the water to bring ships in, lowering to let ships out, kind of this interlocking channel system. And unless you wanted to do anything else, you're kind of just in a waiting queue. You do have your no, you don't have a little dinghy, do you? We did at one point, but anyways.
Does the ship not come equipped with the dinghy?
Typically, they've never needed one, because they're usually just stuck in the water for many weeks at a time. But I pass it over to all of you as we are standing there waiting, watching ship after ship is let into this little canal system. Is there anything you would all like to do?
Echo offers his services to help everybody deboat by using, I don't know if I need to roll for this, but I want to make them be able to walk on water.
Oh. How would you
Like
do
a
so?
Magic powers don't we have?
What type of magic do I have?
I don't know. Can it be just a water thing that I can do?
I mean, for you, I don't think that's a stretch of the imagination, but passing that ability to a group of people, that would be a lot more difficult.
True. But mostly my goal, how about
Mm-hmm.
I could instruct like a couple of dolphins or whatever the form of dolphins is to just sort of like float next to them, and every time they step, another dolphin just sort of like, here, step on my head, and then like that. How about that? Can that be something I can do?
How about just a willpower check?
Sweet. I can do that. My willpower is high. That is 2d8s. Where is my other d8? Give me one moment. Okay. That's a 6 for the first one and a 7 for the second.
Absolutely. There are nearby sea creatures, not many of them, being this close to a port that would likely hunt them down. But those that are close enough feel the call of one such of your position. And while there may not be enough to provide a staircase all the way to the island, if any of you wanted a boost and just a quick dip in the morning waters, they would be more than happy to just zip you across the water to make landfall.
I mean, shit, I was gonna fly, but I get to hang out with dolphins now? Yes, please.
Yeah, Enola does not look happy about it, but, you know, in just their, like, straight-faced, constant form, but is having the time of their life. And will fully zip across that. And it's just like, this is great.
One after the other, you'll all leave the good captains to, dock the ship, to take care of customs. They know what they're doing. They've faked their passports hundreds of times. They'll be fine. Cadence. Cadence and Enola probably, being in the professions that the two of you come from. What are the two of you most looking out for? Is there Are you looking out for anything, or are you just simply taking this time to just enjoy the scene?
I mean, always. Cadence does not relax.
It's kind of what I figured.
Um,
Then I'm honestly not even gonna have the two of you roll, because it's kind of your job to know when something looks a little out of the ordinary. And as you are being yeeted onto the shore, as the dolphin-like creatures just whip around and zip back to the ship, you'd notice that the city of Halos is as sovereign as you can get without fully being, separated from the kingdom of Lost Anica. Which typically means that they have walls, they have guards that kind of patrol, that, help to keep the people feeling safe and separate. The wall is gone, and the few patrols that you're seeing are that of Lost Anica military. They're not like marching down the streets, weapons drawn, looking for, stowaways, but, they're talking, laughing, just, doing a once-over down the streets, waving to the neighbors. They've probably been here for a while, but it's definitely not the sovereign city that you remember.
That's not a good change for us.
Mm-mm.
And
Could,
Go ahead.
where is everybody else?
They're still...
just like knowing now that we are wanted people. She's like, where's our crew?
Yeah, my hood is absolutely up as well.
It is so funny that you should use that terminology. In absolute Robin Hood style fashion, you would see a poster that, while you may not recognize it, does seem to resemble you.
Who? All of us?
You.
Which one?
Enola.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no. Yanking it off.
It's a missing poster.
Oh. New?
No, old. Like, you had to, dig under, 3 pieces of paper that were tacked on top of it to rip it out from underneath.
Oh.
Been here before.
Not that I remember. So I guess I would have had to have been in the last year or so.
Well, not just been here, but had somebody here who would look for you if you disappeared.
Does it say anything about a reward? I mean, they found you. You were already with them. Never mind. Forget it. I'm a king. I could give the money. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Or an address,
Yeah.
a contact.
Yeah, does it look like it is from my mind has blanked, but the organization that we worked for, does it look like an official hey, one of our people are missing, or hey, my friend is missing kind of sign?
More like a friend is missing.
Oh.
It does point you towards one of the local taverns. The Clouds Rest, and it points you to an individual that just 2 letters, E and B, Echo and Bravo.
I could check it out for you. You don't want to show your face just yet?
That might be smart, I suppose. Do we have time to look into this? I don't know what the urgency is of...
Are the
What?
wanted posters of us that were
No posters of the rest of you.
sweet?
I mean, we're in a hurry, but I think we can take a small, deep tour.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Taylor Frozen.
Hey, Taylor's frozen.
That's what I was wondering.
Oh no.
Well, the rest of you are yeeted onto the shoreline. You'd see Enola, poster in hand, and see a bustling coastal city. People, again, just seem to be like they're enjoying life for a nation that is currently fighting multiple wars. Everyone's just living their lives.
Did they say anything? Was there any sort of weird reactions to us just sort of riding dolphins?
You probably got a few looks. Probably, a group of small children would come, standing up by the shoreline, just cheering and screaming out of pure joy, just watching these creatures yeet people onto land.
Echo is eating this up, and it's just sort of like telling people to telling the dolphins to be like an orchestra or whatever, like conducting the dolphins, and the dolphins are doing like whatever, and it's like, yes, dolphins. To the children.
If I may, if there's children involved
Yes.
and they're excited to be here, I think Ophi is like also helping Echo like manage this crowd of children, and like while Echo's like making them do tricks and do like the fun stuff, Ophi's like, and this is the biology of these creatures, like this is where they're from, and this is what they, and this is why they do that. Echo, can you have this one? Show me its teeth, please.
Teeth.
And see, it has multiple rows. So there's like two vibes going on.
90% of them are just watching this display, probably not hearing a word you're saying, but like
It's fine.
one 4-year-old boy is just staring at you eyes wide, just taking in every word.
Oh, 100%. Like, would you like to pet it? just look to Echo.
Let me talk to it. And Echo makes noises.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do those noises because I don't want to. And the dolphin comes back and says, "Oh, he says it's fine."
See, it's always important to get consent before petting someone. And then scoop up, we'll scoop up the kid and, them in a pettable distance.
When Ophi says it's always good to get consent before petting someone, Echo looks at Candace and just winks.
Cadence does not look happy that this has become a spectacle. So we're supposed to be keeping a low profile. We are wanted criminals, according
This
to
is
the
supposed to be a sovereign nation. This is not supposed to be an issue. I 100% imagine that Ophi has not clocked the new patrol or anything.
Of course, what the dolphin creature says as they do eventually depart is that you owe us, and then dips down into the water.
Echo looks at his bodyguards and go, make sure they get paid, whatever you deal with it.
They'd, not wanting to come aboard, definitely going to stick out, would return to the water themselves, just nearby in case anything happens. And you're all truly left alone. The young boy, Yanni, would thank you profusely and then just sprint off towards the city to probably write down a fraction of what you said.
I 100% Ophi pulls out a sheet of like star stickers and like sticks one to his shirt before he leaves.
We really shouldn't be seen. We should be keeping a low profile. We're still wanted.
How are we wanted here? You said this place is meant to be sovereign.
And also,
is
there's
separate.
like posters. We're good.
It's supposed to be, but she kind of motions around. Something
Just silently,
happened.
the hood comes up. My apologies, Miss Cadence.
Cadence's look, I think, softens a bit at that. She feels a little bad for scolding, even though completely legitimate concern. Feels a little
Warranted,
bad
but
about it.
still.
Let's just get out of sight. There's something we should check in town for Nola, but aside from that, we need to get on an airship as soon as we can.
Will the crew be joining us?
I don't think so. They can't fly an airship, and we may need them for an escape. That seems to be our way of leaving cities these days.
We should plan alternative methods of egress, if possible. Does not hurt to be prepared. Dofi will fall dutifully in line beside Cadence, wherever they're going.
Maybe we should split up as a group. Some of us secure passage the airship. I have something with Enola I need to check out.
I've been to the floating islands once before. I can get in line and get us tickets.
Yeah, I mean, if your name still carries weight, it would be just a matter of, I'm going up to the islands. They have record of me. These are my traveling companions. No questions asked. Give them passage. If your name still carries the weight that you. Oh,
We can go take care of that, and I assume meet up. Where shall we meet up then?
so
Just sort of looking to Sprout, assuming that Sprout knows what's going on here.
there's
I have
a
read about this place in books.
tower that stretches off kind of on the northern edge of the city, and connected to that are multiple floating platforms and jut out almost like a tree, but it is where ships will land, do their business, and then take off. So either at the base of the tower or at the top will be the two best places.
Echo is going to give Candace, if she will let him, a little peck on the cheek and says, I think I'm going to go with Ophi and Sprout here to do the passage thing.
Yeah, just be careful.
I'm always careful.
Uh-huh.
Every single person goes,
I will see you again. Like real soon. It's not like I'm running away or anything.
Please don't.
I won't.
You know what happens in a JRPG when one character says, "Don't worry, I'll see you soon." I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it is.
Well, we can jump over to Cadence and Enola. Two of you taking a quick stop at the Cloud's Rest. A fairly plain looking inn. You can see just rows upon rows of windows, all very basic accommodations for people that maybe need a night or two of stay before disembarking, headed wherever they're going next.
What was the name of the poster?
Just two letters, E and B.
be. If you want, I can take the poster in, see who it is.
Yeah.
Or you commit to showing your face.
It sounds good, just in case. I'll keep an eye out and see if anyone else makes any sort of fuss about us being here.
Grab the poster and head in, then go straight for the barkeep.
Rest of you head off towards the tower, taking that very surprisingly smooth, like elevator lift to the top. But you step in, it's what you would expect. It smells like sawdust, a little acrid, a little bit like BO. Not unlike most inns that you've been to. But no one really bats an eye at you. Which, yay. Barkeep, a older gentleman. Scars, probably former mercenary. Give you a probably one or two side eyes, just sizing you up, seeing, is this person going to cause trouble? Do I need to kick them out? Not worth my time, and then goes to continue helping people. You're certainly welcome to flag him down if you'd like, or whatever you'd like to do. The scene is yours, Cadence.
Yeah, if I don't... Do I notice anybody watching me?
Not for more than a few moments.
Okay. Yeah, then I will flag down.
Yeah. Can help you.
I'll kind of lay the poster down on the counter. I was wondering who I could talk to about this.
Yeah, that was sad. Really liked Enola. Sorry, but he's not here. Has been here for a while. Last I heard, he was up in the islands. I still catch him there.
What was his name?
Kind of give you a little bit of a side eye at that. Forget I said anything. I think I got some people mixed up in my mind.
I have information.
I'd be close enough to listening to this.
If you'd like to,
Like
yeah.
chilling in the bar out of view.
Yeah.
Okay.
The people that frequent this place like their privacy, and I shouldn't have said what I said. Just forget that.
How can I find him? I would hate for this information not to reach him.
I have a feeling that you're not even sure who it is you're looking for.
Is that a problem?
Problem is that he's a good friend of mine. I'm not about to betray his trust if you're here to do him any harm.
I promise you I am not seeking to do any harm at all. I just have information about this person that he seems to care about quite a lot. Do not put up a missing poster for just anybody, especially if you like your privacy.
His name's Evard. Evard.
How would I find him?
Like I said, last I heard he was up in the islands. You know where she is?
I might.
What's my vibe I'm getting off this guy? Does he look like he really like knew me, friendly kind of thing, or like grilling for information because he's about to like sell it to somebody?
You're
Yeah. Or any little hint of like I know this guy. It's on the tip of my tongue.
make insight willpower.
Yeah, I will gladly. I will so gladly. That's the only thing I can do, and I will gladly do it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I combine them, right? It's been so
Yep.
long.
Combine them.
Okay, cool.
11 total.
Yes, total.
You're getting more, almost like mournful father vibes.
I'd remember my dad, right? I only have holes
is
in my
not
memory.
your father. No.
I was like, I thought I only lost a couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Not your father. But the vibes would be of an older gentleman who is missing someone that they cared about, someone that they viewed, that they protected.
Is
Can I
there a
ask?
way? Oh, you go first.
Oh, I was just. Can I ask how you knew her?
You can ask all you want. You find her, you can ask her.
Be a problem.
Is there a way in this like set up using my sneakiness
Mhm.
to like get into like as little out of view and maybe into like a kitchen area or storage, like something in the back that I can be like, psst, and no one else here sees me?
Yeah, I think one, having your patron be the god of shadows. Two, being a trained thief. I think that would be difficult at all.
I feel like I had an item too, but you know, we'll figure that out later.
And your spellcaster, right? Yeah. Be fine.
This is the first person that Enola has come across that she doesn't know. Like, people keep talking about someone that she does not remember, but this is the first person that has like known her and she does not know who this is, and that's very fucking concerning to her. And I don't think that the opportunity to talk about this is going to evade her. So I think we'll just kind of like probably grabs onto that shadow dagger and lets those shadows kind of take her over, creep around the back edge into like the little like cook room, and I will just be like, psst.
Giving just like that brief signal that two assassins would recognize.
Yeah. Are you trying to get my attention or his attention?
I mean, so you know, but I'm trying to get him to turn around
Oh,
Okay.
and
yeah, it's
and not be be able to pull him or confront him, not in this open space where apparently this is not a sovereign place anymore.
Hearing that, Cadence will lean forward. If you cared about her, as you seem to do, you should go back to your kitchen.
that's a really cryptic thing to say.
I'm a cryptic person.
I don't know why, but something tells me that at least part of you is trustworthy. Don't steal it. Don't let anyone else steal anything while I'm back there. Like, looks out at the half-drunk patrons, or the entirely drunk patrons that are passed out in the bar. And
I'll keep an eye on the place.
yeah, we'll turn. So you fully ducked into the kitchen, right? And are just kind of like peering out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, then yeah, he'd push the door in that just, swings silently and finally comes to a rest. A larger, older gentleman, probably a little over 6 foot, probably pushing 360, 370. An individual that's clearly worked his entire life, just a body of muscle that has been covered by a portly layer of sloth. Just stands there, looks around the kitchen. I don't know what I expected.
Kind of like let the shadows drop a little and like just peek my head out of just like around a corner of a pantry or something. Fully still gripping this dagger because I still don't trust, but I'm just like giving him that like confused look.
In his eye line or like out of it?
In his eye line.
Nola?
Pulled the hood off so all the shadows like fully drop. I'm missing?
What? I don't... Are you really here?
There's a lot of things I don't know, but I'm about 98% sure that yes, I'm here.
He's gonna step closer to you.
It's going to be fully transparent. I don't remember a lot of things, including who you are.
He is going to continue to step closer until the two of you are face to face. And then lean forward and just hug.
It's just like the most rigid thing for a minute, but then I think does just kind of like relax a little in that just like, okay, this person knew me enough to hug me. No one else I've met in the last year has hugged me. So this is something different.
Where's Ben?
I said I don't remember a lot of things. But at least the last few months or so, insert town name. I can't remember where I lived.
Halos. Oh,
Yes,
not this-
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them.
The town that you're from? Straya.
Straya. There it is.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
as soon as I found it too.
I don't know what to say to this. Most of us had given up, but I mean, I don't think Everett. I think he's probably still out there, still looking for you.
Who's that?
What do you mean? Who's that?
I don't recognize that name. Something happened. I'm not sure what. I woke up in a woods with a book in my hand and a weird altar thing, and don't remember anything. Well, a lot of things before that. And walked home. I remembered home, and they keep saying I killed someone. Ronan, I think. I don't remember him either, and I don't know. I feel like anything related to him and my memory is just gone. I didn't kill him. I don't think I killed him. I don't kill people. That's not...
I know that.
You.
Let's
Glad someone does.
just starts like rummaging around the shelves. Grabs a picture frame and turns it towards you. It's you a small handful of other people all smiling together for a group portrait. You see this individual in the back, just kind of like arms stretched out around everybody. None of these faces ringing a bell, huh?
No.
Well, glad to have you back anyways.
This just feels weird since you clearly know who I am, but what's your name?
Milo.
Milo.
I kept you all out of trouble when you needed a place to go, place to just rest your heads for the night. Feels like forever ago.
How long ago was it? Last time, I guess all of us were in here together. Or a bunch of us.
Been a few months since I've seen most of you, that other than Everett. Everyone else kind of went their separate ways.
Well, what were we? She's just like still just like holding on to this photo, just like trying to will any of these faces to be anything in her head.
Closest band of thieves that I'd ever seen come through here. Friends, partners. I don't know that there was ever a label on it, just a bunch of people that wanted to be free together.
Wait, so they weren't in the failed society with me?
The what?
Okay. What? I'm just like kind of pacing back and forth at this point. Could you write down who's who
Sure.
in this?
You have a younger looking woman. Very light, almost silver-ish colored hair. Named Pleasance. You have the older, almost vulpine-looking individual, darker hair, who he would point out as Everett. Then you have a younger gentleman, looks about the same age as you, probably. Also very dark hair, clean shave. Named Declan. I need to get my notes straight, just for no reason. Reason?
I'm at this. This is a level of a lot that I feel like I have a lot of questions and a lot of confusion, but I don't know if any of it would make sense or have time. So we were thick as thieves, like the saying, or were we actually thieves? I feel like I do need to know that.
I mean, probably broke the law a few times, but nothing worth going on trial for or anything that I know of.
Oh, cool. At least I remember. Possibly the... Well, no, shit, they think I did murder. I was gonna say at least I remember the worst thing I've done, which is run away from the law, but... Okay. And Everett, you said, is looking for me? But not the others?
Haven't heard from the others. I assume that they just kind of disappeared when you did, but I guess Everett didn't really have anywhere else to go.
You said the floating cities, possibly? Isles?
Yeah, it's the last place that I saw.
Whatever. Okay. I think I need a drink.
Yeah, I'll get you one. I think I do too. It's a lot like seeing a ghost. I really didn't think you were coming back.
Another question. Because I don't remember when this started, and she makes the shadows like boom up again. This is new to you, huh?
Yeah, that's new.
I think I made a deal with a god. And I don't remember the deal.
I'm gonna pour those drinks.
Yeah. Please.
And you, if you would like, he'd open up like the private back room, which you could bring Cadence back into, and bring the two of you some drinks.
I feel like he'd be a good one to ask what the fuck is going on with the city, like why there's a bunch of guards and such, but that would probably be after I've had a drink or two and just sat and stared at this photo for a really, really long time. So if Cadence is a little more with it. Definitely, but
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you have answers for you?
more questions. You kinda do me. Do any of these people look familiar to you?
Do any of the people look familiar to me? Who?
Deckard does. You've seen Deckard before.
Where have I seen Deckard before?
Around the Veiled Society.
That one. She points to Deckard. He's worked with you, as far as I know. I haven't seen the others though. You look pretty close with them though.
Yeah, I don't. It's so weird because I remember who I am. I remembered where I lived. I remember where I grew up. I remember my family. I remembered you. I remembered aspects of my job. I remember very high secret things in my head. But there's these weird holes. Whole events. It's like I remember something and then a whole year is gone, or moments, or even just I can remember a conversation I had with one person and I know someone else was there, but I can't remember. And I don't remember any of these people. I can't think of a single instance in which I would have seen them in the last few years, but I remember having a really delicious omelet in some random village in the middle of the desert. Alone, but I don't think I was alone. It's...
Your memory loss is very targeted then.
Yeah. I know I didn't kill anybody, but I think I fucked up royally somehow. Just looking up at where Sprout has seen the shadowy person creeping on me. This is new since that. And if this is some... I don't know. It feels like I made a deal with a god that sure feels like a deal with the devil.
We are going to a well-stocked library. Maybe some information there. Possibly how to undo this.
person. Edvard. It doesn't even sound right. It sounds like a made-up name.
Should approach him cautiously. You don't remember these
Yeah.
people. You look close in that photo, but you don't know what terms you left on.
Yeah.
They could all want you dead, for all you know.
I got a hug for the first time in a while. That was nice. I don't think he wants to kill me. I'm also 2 drinks into this, and I feel like, it would have done me in by now.
That's a good start, at least. And Keynes will turn and look at the bartender. What happened to this town?
With the threat of war, I guess. We had a unfortunate run-in with a fleet of warships that none of us recognized came through. I don't know if they were looking for anyone or just looking for an easy place to pillage, but I just had a bad feeling from them, whoever they were. They stopped in, scared folks quite a bit. Don't think they hurt anyone, but that was enough to call in the unwanted reinforcements you see standing out there now. Said they'd help keep an eye on us, keep the city safe. Kind of feels like they're looking for a reason to finally take Halos under their banner.
Strange things are happening in the kingdom. That wouldn't surprise me.
I guess I'm just grateful it's all been peaceful here. If you looking to get up those islands, probably put in the good word for you.
I would appreciate that. Our companions are trying to get tickets now, but I don't know how successful they'll be.
You can stay here as long as you need. And of course, I've never seen you, so gives you a wink.
I appreciate that.
And he does stop as he turns to leave. So at Enola one more time. Still glad you're back, even if you don't remember who I am. When you do get your memories back, you're gonna feel like an ass.
Oh, no. Great. Guess I'll look forward to it. Thank you, Milo.
He'll step out. I think
I
at
feel
that
like an ass.
At that, we pan to the lift where the rest of you are surrounded by goats, by chickens, by fish, by cheese, by just trade products that are being hoisted up into the airships quite a ways up. It's not the quietest, it's not the most pleasant smelling ride you've ever taken, but the people are very friendly. They would, of course, ask you questions, where you came from, where you headed, not like to try to invade your privacy, just more out of curiosity, because you don't really look like you belong here. You're, of course, under no necessity to tell them the truth or even engage with them, but is there anything the three of you would like to do on your ride up this lift?
Ophi is paying attention to the animals and not the people. They ask those questions.
And Echo is of the same mind as Ophi and is talking to the fish.
I'm trying to make sure that I don't recognize anybody. I don't want to see family here because we're not too far from home.
It's true. No, thankfully all the people that you're sharing this lift with are traders, travelers, caravaneers, people that are from places far from here and are just stopping through because this is a convenient place to stop.
Last time, I would be talking to the other two. Last time I was here, I told them I wanted to go to the cities and they let me go. So it was pretty straightforward. I wasn't a wanted criminal then. So that could throw some complications into things. But we'll see how it goes.
We
I
haven't
think-
seen any posters here yet, have we? Of us?
No.
Perhaps we are not wanted here, and that will not be an issue.
Which
Kian am thinking of the last time that I talked to a city official. And it wasn't great. So
at the mention of, maybe we're fine, maybe no one's hunting us, the lift would, reach the top. You'd finally see light cascading down. You'd feel that breeze just kind of washing over. Very, very beautiful smelling air, very fresh, very clean. And staring face to face with just a small coterie of Lost Annika militia. Who look at you, smile, and then start helping people unload their stuff.
Just the hood comes down, the collar comes back up, just sort of looking at the other two.
Did you hear one of them call
Probably
out
incredibly
to you?
suspicious.
You got any goods you need loaded up? We're got nothing else to do in this place, so figured we'd lend a hand.
I think Sprout is going to turn on just farm boy charm that they grew up with in Nighthold. No, we're actually we're just passing through and trying to go visit the library. I've got some friends in town where I live over in Nighthold, but I wanted to be able to show them while we're here. But it's been a while since I've come through. Where can I get us some tickets?
Library, I don't think very many people go up there these days. I guess reading's kind of a lost art, all this new technology, just people just forget books,
It's true. My mom is really big on them. She doesn't want any of the technology around, and I'm like very pointedly not looking at Ophi because Sprout feels really bad saying this.
Oh, just blank expression, unfazed, as far as you can tell.
Well, as long as it's still here and it's like just trying to look through the crowd. Yeah, if you that dock there in the end, little skipper should take you right up there. But like I said, not many people come up or down these days.
Well, hopefully it won't be too crowded then. It's their only day in town, so I want to make sure they can see as much as they can.
Well, good luck and your family have a good visit.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm gonna head over and talk to whoever is there to try to get tickets or permission or I honestly, in my head, it was just like you just go and you buy a ticket for it. And then earlier you were like, if your name still has weight. And I was like, oh shit. Maybe Sprout was getting by with just like assuming the world functioned like that all the time. And so now Sprout's a little thrown. So
Yeah, I mean, last time you were here, most of the ships that were coming and going were going to and from the islands. There's hundreds of thousands of people that live there. But if no ships have been to or from that place, then who knows what's happening up there. But you would hit that the little vessel waiting at the end, its engines humming in just kind of idle mode as it's, floating on the air connected to the dock. Not a single person in sight.
Uh, so before it was a lot busier to get to the islands. So I'm gonna go stand on the hovering thing.
Yeah. When you get close enough to, take a first step onto the ship itself, you hear a very small, very muffled voice calling out, "Hey, hey, hey, hey! Wait, just polish that. Can you not?"
I'm sorry. And I will immediately lean down and start to like try to buff it clean where I've stepped.
It's fine. You hear footsteps, and then you see a trapdoor lift up, and about a 3-foot tall figure just comes stepping out. What most people in our human world of reality would probably recognize to be a halfling. It's fine. Just sorry. I'm a little grumpy.
To disrespect your work or anything. I've got it.
You're on the wrong ship, anyways. All the ones coming and going the other side of the port.
This doesn't take us up to the islands.
Want to go up to the islands?
Yeah,
Why?
it's one of the. It's been a couple years. It was really cool when I went, and I'm getting the sense that it's not going to be very cool now. But I have a couple of friends that are visiting from out of town. I'm trying to show them around.
Yeah, they're pretty strict these days. They don't really let people just come and go anymore.
Is there I am so afraid of saying the wrong thing. Um, I had a family member who may have come through here, and she might be up there. I have no way of getting in touch with her. But is there like a registry of people who have visited or something like that, or?
Well, I can take you up there. It's not that I can't. I'm just surprised.
Oh, well, yeah. We have a couple more joining us, but it's yeah. I think we'll be headed that way.
What's your name? Just so I can log it for my records, which are around here somewhere, I'm sure.
The last name is Tasir.
Right, yeah. Yeah, let me find that logbook.
Can I reach out with the Esper Network? Read this guy's mind? What the hell was that about?
Your panic.
In the like, I should know who this person is?
Like, he recognizes the name and doesn't know what to do.
Okay. Look, don't worry about it. I know. I don't want people to I don't want people to freak out just because I'm part of the Tasir family. So just if we can just keep it quiet.
Who would I know the Desir family?
That's a great question. How
As a spy and a diplomat and a king.
did your family really have any external relations?
Not relations, but Nagkarlan, based on how we built it, does like to obtain a lot of information from the outside world.
I guess, Sprout, from my recollection, your family was very private, very...
Yeah. So Sprout dropped the name because of Neladry to Seer,
Mhm.
thinking that there's might be a connection there. Not at all expecting that just the name to Seer would cause this. So I left assuming that my small town farming family would have no clout here. So I'm not sure what they've done to cause this reaction or why that name is important now, but they would not have tried to like make a name of themselves. That's not, at least when I left, that was not what we were about.
Then I'd probably actually say in a very rare instance, probably never would have heard of this family.
All right. Echo, with the reaction of that guy and looking at Sprout, files that away in his brain and doesn't say anything.
I feel like I should bow, or can I get your bags, or
No, please just be chill.
yeah, yes, sir.
Don't bow. No, sir. You can call me Sprout. Is any of my family up there right now?
I don't know. I haven't been up there. I've been sitting here for a very long time, not doing anything. I think they forgot about me, honestly.
When was the last time you had anybody go up to the islands?
Oh no, I did bring someone up a couple months ago, maybe.
What was their name? Do you know?
I don't remember. It's probably in my logs.
Can I just see the logs? Could I just take those off your hands for a second and read through them?
Of course, yeah. Whatever you want.
I am going to take those and I'm going to scan for any names that I might recognize, family or any names that have come up in all the shenanigans since I've joined this group.
Yeah, there's names that probably ring a bell, as in like from your childhood you heard this last name at one point, but nothing that really sticks out. What would stick out would be the multiple pages that have been ripped out.
Doesn't seem like you're the best at keeping track.
What are you talking about?
The missing pages.
What do you... And
I'm gonna...
weirdly enough, he'd make the motion of, like, flipping through the pages that aren't there. Like, no, see, there, it's all fine.
I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna show it to Kit. I almost called you Alethos. Sorry.
Wrong technological lad. I need to stop playing robots.
I'm gonna show it to Ophi and Echo. Do you guys see missing pages? Or does it look like pages are torn out of this book?
Does it? Okay. Yeah, it does. Also, are you a secret king too, by any chance?
It will be news to me if I am. No. I will actually. I gotta read up on the specifics because I didn't have these powers for a really long time. Yeah. I can just tell it doesn't matter. I can communicate with all of you telepathically.
Yeah.
You will just hear both Echo and Ophi. Nope. I am a family of farmers from a town outside of here. I have no idea why this guy thinks that he should be bowing to me. But we're gonna run with it.
Yeah. Why not use the powers that you have? Can I mentally communicate back, or would I have to?
You all can communicate with me, but not with each other.
But Echo doesn't do it anyway and just says it out loud. Yeah, why not use whatever pull you have?
Yeah. You can just cool. Okay. Um, it looked like he like was flipping pages. When we were in wherever I met Mara, I can't remember the name of the town. Um, everybody was under mind control. Does it feel like Buddy Boy here is on under mind control?
Less that they were under mind control and more of there were they were basically forced into happiness. Like, be happy and be pleasant, or the giant hellhounds will come and tear your house apart. This
That was
full on
fierce.
looks like glamour. Like, he believes there are pages there.
What did you say your name was?
Maple?
And how long have you been ferrying people, or at least stationed to ferry people?
Well, it's been my family's business for as long as I can remember. I got the airship from my dad. I think his dad built it.
Cool. I'm gonna think really, really hard at Cadence. Hey, we got some weird shit going on. You guys almost done? I've got us passage. But something weird is happening.
Weird stuff here too, but probably different. Yeah, we're on our way.
Just come up.
Should we-
Just come up to the top of the tower.
Should we
You'll
be-
see us.
Should we be ready with blades or not that kind of weird?
No, not that kind of weird. There's going to be a whole host of militia to welcome you. Don't fight them. They are very friendly. Just be casual. They have not recognized any of us.
Okay.
Absolutely picture the two of you going up that lift, going, "Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious."
I mean, as spies and assassins, that's literally every day. That's
Yeah,
everything we
yeah.
do.
Except for they're like actually not suspicious somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, the two of you are free to make your way out of the inn to the lift, where you would find the small squadron of guards who have no weapons. They have no armor. They are basically stripped down to their like tunic, military clothing, as stripped down as they can be, and just start helping
Is that-
people load and unload.
Is that normal for the kingdom?
No, but for soldiers who got stationed in a place where nothing ever happens, and there's literally nothing for them to do ever, they kind of just found a way to kill the time.
Interesting. From this tower, can I see a barracks?
Uh,
Can I see where these soldiers are stationed?
looks like they're just staying in the city.
Interesting. Look for our friends once we get to the top.
Yeah, I'll
get that-
telepathically just come this way.
You get that same, smile, like, where you headed? Can we help you load anything?
Just looking for our friends who are up here already. We travel light. We don't need anything. Thank you, though.
Yeah, look, you're headed to the library.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, down that way.
Thank you.
Of course. Fun trip.
Listening to that exchange, and I'm just like, oh, I shouldn't have told them we were going to the library. I can hear Cadence's disappointment. Sprout's just taking mental notes.
It's like a tidal wave of disappointment over the psychic
Gosh,
link.
shit.
But yeah, you'd see the rest of the party standing there, short, red-haired individual, like, frantically trying to get the airship ready to depart.
You guys had weird?
Yes. Did we pick up a
You make it
stray?
a habit of telling strangers where we're going. Just
Well, it felt like there's this thing that you do when you're in a place where you grew up where you kind of revert back to how you were. So I mean, I made friends with some of the soldiers and I buffed the floor over here. So things are a little weird right now. I'm trying to control it. But we didn't pick up a stray. This is Maple, and then telepathically you both would hear. And for some reason he's afraid of my family name. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. I'll hold up the book.
At least.
He seems to think these pages are here and they're not, but regardless, he's gonna take us up top. So should be pretty easy.
If this is your party, the ship is ready whenever you're all. It like makes like a half bow. It's really awkward. Like stops.
I'm gonna
himself.
like catch his head with my hand and like prop him back up into standing.
I'm sorry.
bow.
I'm sorry.
It's weird. It's really weird. Okay, you're already very, very small. Please don't do that. And I will go onto the ship, and I'm gonna make sure that our names are not recorded. I assume that he didn't write them down, but cool. And I'm gonna just make a note of like what dates the missing pages would have covered versus what's present and what's not.
yeah. What look through those?
I'm gonna hand it
Do
over
I
to
see
him.
this guy's name?
You would see Everett. Yeah. A few
Okay,
times.
okay. I was wondering if it was some weird like veiled society bullshit where they're just hiding their tracks.
The pages that are missing, considering the extensive research we did in Straya, would pretty well coincide with what you'd found on your great aunt.
Oh,
Also coincides with the period of time that Enola is missing from your memory.
and if I'm remembering, that's when Ophi was registered in Straya. All at the same time. Okay. I will let the group know telepathically. I think the weird thing about the missing pages is some Esper bullshit. Not quite sure what, but it timing wise matches up with Ophi being in Straya and my aunt being there and not. And if she is an Esper, I don't think it would be hard for her to convince Maple to go through the motions like that. So. All right, Maple.
Yes.
Nope.
Okay.
Just start the machine.
On it. And the engine roars to life. It's a short trip. But about halfway up, you'd hear Maple call out, I gotta put something in the records. I'm just gonna put some fake names. If there's any names you want me to put, I have a whole list that I look at, and I just kind of pick little bits of names and just recreate into new ones. So if you don't care,
That is.
So this is a thing you do frequently. Falsify records?
well, when nobles come through, they don't usually want their names, on records or anything.
Sprout looks fucking thrilled at being called a noble.
I see.
So your book is simply to track the poor passengers, then?
Well, it's supposed to be for just, make sure that there's not too many people up on the islands at one time. Mostly for just numbers, but with the fact that there's no one going up there anymore, I don't even know if I'm supposed to keep a log.
Why is that? Why does no one go up there?
They're not letting anyone in anymore. I guess something happened. They shut down the islands. No one coming or
you
going.
When
say-
did that happen?
When you say they, who is they?
The scholars? I assume. I don't
When
know.
did something happen?
I'm not the. I just drive the boat. I don't.
When did people stop wanting to go visit the island? When did they stop letting people in?
Well,
How long has it been?
maybe 6 months.
How long have we been on the run? When did
Um,
we kill the king?
a little less than that. I mean, it was a little before those ships came through. Those warships. A little before that. So I don't even think that had anything to do with it, honestly.
Did people from the warships try to go up to the island?
I I guess they did try to to commandeer some airships, but when the pilots all said no, they kind of just left.
Do you know where they were from?
I've never seen their ships before, or their armor, or anything.
Did they carry a flag?
Not that I saw. I know they had some strange metal that they shaped into their weapons and armor. It almost looked black, obsidian. But we haven't seen him since, so must have scared him off. Good. Right?
I don't think
Yep.
Caden says anything. Just walks towards the window.
Totally safe.
Yes, I'm sure everything is fine.
Well, and a few moments later, the ship would come to a pause, following that same docking procedure that you've just undone, bringing the ship in, anchoring it down, dropping the gangplank. I'll just wait here in case they turn you away like they have everybody else.
Thanks, Maple. I'll flip Maple a zenny.
I,
Yep. Say you're welcome.
you're welcome.
Cool. Thank you. Please stop treating me like royalty. Um,
You can treat me like royalty. I am royalty.
there you go.
Immediately gives you a bow.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Please enjoy your visit.
Okay. Thanks.
For everyone else that isn't Sprout, that hasn't been here before, you are staring at a series of clumps of stone and earth and vines and plants and trees, all kind of condensed into these massive floating rocks. Many of them are connected by bridges or by airways or by, stone spires that kind of corkscrew up and pierce through each other, just keeping everything locked more or less into place. And the buildings up here are pristine. Perfect white marble structures, perfect towers, a castle just adorned on one of the islands, overlooking perfect greenery, perfect gardens, trees, creatures hundreds of birds that just absolutely scatter at your arrival and just go land in other islands. From here, you can see maybe 4 or 5 people across every island you can see. And one person, an older, feminine looking figure, walking stick in hand, just starts making her way, just clicking against the stone with every step towards you.
I'm gonna look at the group. Am I still doing the talking?
Don't know that it matters at this point. We can let Echo.
If your family
Yeah,
has sway here,
It's true.
may be beneficial.
Plus, I don't know anything. Place.
I'll do my best. If I say the wrong thing, think it very loudly at me. I will turn and meet this person as she approaches.
I am terribly sorry, but the islands are off limits to visitors. I please kindly ask that you return to where you've come from.
We have special business here. My aunt, Nelladrita Seer, told me to come here.
You are of the Tassir bloodline.
I am. I haven't been here in a very long time.
Apologies, I was unaware there were any left alive.
This is Sprout.
Echo, knowing how to deal with dead family, walks up to the guy. Yes, we have been keeping this one alive with us. So if you're waiting for somebody to come back, there is this one.
You've done well
I'm sorry.
then.
Wait, I have not been home in a very long time. What do you mean, alive?
My child, I'm so sorry. I thought you would have been aware. Family came to us seeking protection. We did what we could. We took you and hid you away. When last we saw... I'm sorry.
From what?
Perhaps you should come in.
Yeah, that would be great.
Looking over at Ophi as she kind of turns to gesture all of you to, start stepping into the temple. Ophi, she does stop, look at you, smile. Would you like to visit her?
I'm sorry?
Would you care to visit her? I'm sure she would love the company. She's been quite lonely up here with just us.
My apologies. Visit who?
And you can see just every thought running through her brain of like, I need to shut up. I need to stop talking. You're terribly sorry. I was never good with this process. I was never an inventor like some of the other scholars. Ophelia, would you like to see her?
Just sort of side glance to everybody else. Clearly does not know what the fuck is going on. But then the face just sort of changes back to that very stoic, like, I am doing my job. Yes, that would be lovely. Thank you.
And you'd see a couple other elderly scholars come out to greet the rest of you, but both of you are kind of escorted on a separate path towards a different area of the temple.
Ophi looks back at the group, and if the others cannot see, looks pretty scared. But it's fine.
Caden gives Ophi a look.
I would like to follow that because if Ophi's gonna go by herself, I would not like that to happen.
Cadence was going to follow as well.
There are 300-year-old
I'll
librarians
stick
there.
with Sprouts.
There's no one here to physically stop you from going wherever you want to go.
I don't think Ophi is like looking like it's asking for help. I just think it is looking very confused, but very much like, I don't know, this is also like weirdly normal, just happening in a strange way.
I think there's a look from Cadence, a questioning look of like, do you want someone to come with you?
Echo doesn't ask. Echo just.
Well, depending on Ophi's answer, Cadence may grab Echo's hand.
Yeah, I think if Ophi sees Echo starting to walk towards her, they look more scared at that.
Cadence will grab Echo's hand then.
What?
I think Ophi needs to do this on their own.
I'll
Ooh.
I think over to Ophi. I can still hear you if you need us.
I vaguely remember us having trouble espering to each other. Can we do that?
You had trouble before because Sprout's Esper powers were ripped from them.
Okay, I thought that was before, but I might be misremembering.
Please don't be misremembering. I really miss having these powers.
Even if it was difficult before, this was kind of a booster.
A reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they sort of just think back like less like concrete words, but more like, this is keeping the status quo. This is this is not raising any red flags if I go do this. If people start following, if people get concerned, then these guys are going to get concerned. But just be chill, be casual, do your duty.
Kind of pass that sentiment on to the rest of the group. Ophi is just trying to do their duty. Obligation.
Then
Do my job.
I think as Ophi is led off towards some of the chambers deeper into the island, the rest of you are led towards a beautiful courtyard. And that's where we're going to take a quick break, give everyone a chance to stretch your legs, grab a drink, have an existential crisis, do what you got to do, and we'll come back with the second half of this game. We'll see you soon. And welcome back. Where we left off, there were some very interesting things happening where maybe people aren't quite what they thought they were or who they thought they were, and maybe there's some lore to learn here. But I think first we're going to follow Ophi as you were led down into a stairwell deeper into this island. A very soft torchlight seems to kind of just envelop everything as you're walking. Even though there's no visible fire source, everything seems to just kind of remain illuminated. It's a little bit of a walk. There's a spiral staircase that just descends. It doesn't help that your guide takes only the smallest steps that you've ever seen. Anything you'd like to do? The long walk down.
Ophi, I think much like Sprout, is sort of reverting back to habit at this point. Not undue to the fact that they're now apparently surrounded by royalty again, which they didn't expect to happen on this trip, but that's fine. So I think it's like normally they might be, a little bit more excited, a little bit more antsy that, this person is taking such small steps but like, I want to go see what's going on. I want to that excitement. They are like blank expression. They are, hands sort of loosely clasped behind them. They are following. They are doing as they are told. They are speaking when spoken to. But they are on their best behavior. Sort of the mind sort of freaking out and spiraling, but that's not their job. Their job is to listen and learn and then convey that to others. And that is what they're going to do.
Be brought down to a chamber. The door opens at just the softest touch from the scholar. And you can hear music from the other side. It sounds like one of those wind-up music boxes. And as it opens, you can see, a fairly nice four-poster bed, a dresser, a rug, a box full of toys at the end of the bed, and see a young girl just kicking her feet, sitting on the bed, holding the music box. She looks up at the opening door and sets the music box down. Tiny girl, maybe 10, 11, very light golden blonde hair, very soft features. It's you, but human.
And a child.
A child.
Ophelia hangs by the doorway, sort of assuming that position of someone whose job is to stand and watch.
Hello.
Hello.
Ophelia, we have a guest for you. From a very long way. Remember how I told you that your father, very, very brilliant man, loved to create new things and often a tad misguided in some of his inventions, right? And she just steps to the side. Ophelia, this is I'm terribly sorry, dear. I don't know the terminology for what to refer to you as.
My name is Ophelia. I am I am, I suppose, an automata. I believe is how they
Thank-
refer to me.
Turns back towards the little girl. Your father built this automata. He never made it here to deliver, but everyone ends up where they're meant to be. I'll leave you two alone. She'll just very quietly shut the door behind her. You're me. Just, I could get older.
I think Ophi sort of, just like instinctually just like gets like crouches down on her knees to be, at level with kids. Yes, I was expecting you to be older.
They said that I was sick and that I needed to stay here so that they could look after me.
It seems you have been well looked after.
Yes, they're very nice. Why did my dad make you?
I do not know. I do not believe I know everything about how or why I was created. Because it does not seem that the stories that bear evidence are the same stories that I was given. I apologize.
Talk funny.
I have been told that, yes.
Well, did you ever meet him? Do you remember him? I don't remember.
If I did not know who he was. But I have met a great many people.
I haven't.
Would you like to hear the stories?
It's... And she'll, like, scoot a pillow, like, to the back so you can go and sit next to her.
Yeah, I think Ophi will do so. I think a very awkward image of a very, rigid automata sitting on a very plush bed. Just sort of, trying to make that work. But yeah, I think Ophi sort of has these stories that, they've sort of filed away to entertain the many children of the palace. Stories about, visiting knights and nobles and things, and merchants from very far off, that may or may not be entirely true or largely inflated for, the entertainment of children. And I think she sort of reverts back to that job as a de facto nanny, I guess. Just launching into, stories, and paying more attention to the room around them than to actually what she's saying. Like, she's told these stories a million times. You start to wonder if it's an actual just recording that is going. But she's far more interested in studying the room, studying the child, trying to figure out anything, I don't know, telling about what this place is, who she is.
You would see identical looks from her studying you. You'd see, like the occasional, like, tick or the occasional just, like gesture that we all have. That Ophi does just kind of subconsciously, little like nervous actions. Whatever she does, you would see all of that reflected in this little girl.
Fascinating. Are there, because this seems to be, a very lived in room. Are there pictures anywhere?
Pictures that she drew.
But no photographs.
Oh, did you ever meet her mom?
I don't know that I have met anyone that I would consider
Guess she'd
family.
be mine. Well, no, we can share her. That's all right. We traveled a lot. She took me to a few castles. She took me to the desert. We were only there for a little bit though. We traveled on a boat, and then we always had to come back here.
I don't know. What was her name?
Called her mom.
Would you tell me about her?
Of course. And in the exact same tone, in the exact same like energy, the stories are just launched back at you.
Excellent. Incredible.
Again, most of them
Any of-
probably not completely true, but
Do any of them sound like Straya?
a lot of them sound like Sprout.
Interesting. Like antics that Sprout would get up to, or Ophelia, what is our family name? Do you know?
What's a family name?
Last name, the name that you share as a family.
I think I heard the scholars mention it once. They called me Ophelia Oakenbrine.
Suppose that would make me one of the Oakenbrines as well. Yes?
Of course. Are you like my sister? You...
They said that your father created me, yes?
I think so.
By that metric, I suppose we would share at least one parent. So,
Had a sister.
I think she sort of leans in a little bit, like as close to conspiratorial as like a robot can get. I'll tell you a secret. Neither have I.
Okay. We're both very new at having sisters.
Yes. But we
Well,
can learn.
do you want to draw? I can draw him.
I can see that. You are quite skilled.
And she'd, pull out pencils and chalk and just strips of paper and just start laying them out, and Unless you have anything else, would regale you with more stories that all seem about 90% made up, but probably a hint of truth to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think Ophi is absolutely, making a mental note of all of these, stories that are being told. And I think in the same way that they were getting distracted earlier in the day with their tinkering, I think they're also getting a little bit distracted, have to remind themselves to go back to, actually drawing. Because if they're offered crayons, they're gonna draw. That's I know how kids work. I'm yes-anding the bit, of course. But I think there's definitely a couple of times where they sort of realize that they haven't been drawing for a minute and sort of have to go back to it. Just sort of thinking about all of this.
Yeah.
So many questions for everybody else.
Speaking of everyone else, the rest of you are led into a courtyard. Again, everything is pristine and beautiful and well kept and empty. Even after you've been brought inside, past the gate, into this little, courtyard with an open roof, sunshine beaming down, you've still only seen maybe 10 people out of the thousands that should live here. They sit you down, offer you tea, cakes if you're hungry. Very sorry for what I said earlier. I assumed that you knew about your family. It was not the way to learn that. I apologize.
That's okay. I've only been gone about 6 months. When did this happen?
I saw the smoke from the family's home. We went to investigate and found no one left. Couldn't have been more than a few months ago. What you're saying matches up, then I believe it may have been not long after you left.
You said that my aunt showed up here? The whole family did, asking for help to hide? They were on the run?
Was remaining of your family did, yes. We offered them sanctuary. They said no. They simply wanted a chance to escape. We gave them an airship. We were gone.
What were they running from?
Didn't exactly mention, but whatever it was dark. It hunted them. Whatever it was, it passed through this place. It left its mark.
What do you mean, left its mark?
I can bring you down to the study. You can see for yourself. If these others are to be trusted, they are welcome as well.
Yeah. I guess they're the closest thing I have to family now, so.
Again, I am very sorry for your loss.
Just show me whatever this mark is in the study. And I think randomly, Ophi is just getting danger, ? Just to make sure that Ophi is alive.
You don't get back danger. So that's good. I think you get back just this like overwhelming feeling of heartache. And I don't think there's words for it. I don't know that Ophi even realizes that they're sending it back.
I think that I probably can't. Like, I think Sprout is probably feeling a little selfish right now and is trying to like process everything going on with them, and so doesn't even register that that might be Ophi's own heartache for whatever they're going through. Like, almost feels like Ophi is trying to just like express compassion. At least the first couple of times, and as it keeps coming through at that same intense level, I think Sprout kind of starts to catch on that something is going on. But as long as Ophi is not panicking and is still responding. Is Ophi panicking?
It's the very like, I don't know that panic is the right word, but it's like I am processing so much information and I am pretending everything is fine. Panic adjacent.
What a mood. I think that Sprout would probably ask the librarian. Did she give us her name?
No.
Oh. I'm sorry. I've lost my manners and all this. My mom raised me better. I didn't ask your name.
I have none to give you.
Are you just... Is there some kind of collective identity amongst the keepers of the library here?
Once that darkness passed through this place, it took a great deal of us with it. Those that were left behind, with the safety of our families and ourselves, we've separated from who we were.
Well, you should know that Maple, on the airship, knows that my last name is Tassir.
Maple can be trusted.
Just making sure.
He is
Not
loyal.
really good at the... I'm not good at keeping secrets, so... Or talking to people, or subtlety, or tact, or any of those things that some of my companions have mastered, so... Just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
In your mind, you would hear, "You're doing just fine, dear."
When Sprout says some of my companions have mastered, Echo looks smug, feeling like he's one of those people that have mastered that. Yeah.
Sprout pointedly has not looked at Echo, and they were saying that. Whose voice just spoke to me?
Hers.
Okay.
And finishing up her cup of tea, she would gesture to move you all off through a thick iron door that's at one point stood almost this guardian over this room. A massive barrier protecting all the knowledge within, but there's maybe half of it that remains. It's like something just cut its way through. This is where we kept the vast majority of our recorded history, this world's recorded history. I hope what you're looking for is in here. Some of it was lost. And if any of you are listening to music, I would put on something dangerous.
What the fuck's that about?
Don't worry about it.
I'll turn off Fallout Boy, because that's what I've been listening to.
You step into the library. All of your collective footsteps just echoing through a massive, empty room, shelves lined with thousands of books, though you can see where many of them are missing. Many gaps in what was otherwise probably a pristine recording of history. You hear a voice that sounds like it's talking to itself, but loud enough to ensure that everyone can hear. It did so break my heart when I had to leave Enola behind, but she just didn't understand that I was doing it to protect her. Are you listening to this? Absolutely.
I'm sorry, where's the stories coming from?
Just echoing throughout the room. The society would never understand that we just wanted to be free. No, they tried to keep an iron... I'm sorry, I can't get through this. This is insufferable. Who keeps a journal like this? And you see a figure just stepping out from the darkness, holding a leather-bound journal, clad in just pure black attire that kind of just trails behind them and dissipates into shadow. A face that Sprout has seen before, when he severed your connection to Mark.
Sprout immediately starts to backtrack. There is immediate, just palpable fear through their entire body. And they take a few steps back and kind of reach their hand out. They don't know who they're reaching for, but just to kind of try to stop anybody else from moving further in. For Kian's
I
purpose,
think you grabbed me and I put us both in shadows. If I see you react and I've heard my name, we are both hidden currently in shadows.
Immediately drawing Starshine.
Let's skip ahead a few lines, shall we? Boring, boring, boring. Life or death. Boring, boring. Here we go. And I quote... Tonight is the night we are going to try to escape. Society has forbid our leave, threatens to lock us both up, but we will be free. Good Lord. Are you hearing this? You really fell in love with this. He's finally lift up from the book to look over at you, Enola.
Question, no one grabbed Echo, right?
What was that?
No one grabbed Echo, right?
Right, I think so.
Cool. Obviously hearing Enola's name and seeing Sprout visibly, just sort of backtrack, and Candace drawing the sword, Echo, in a way, looks like he's oblivious, but walks up to the guy and says, "Who the fuck are you?"
Mind your manners.
No.
And would turn to just walk past him.
Okay, wait. So there's the guy that's standing and says no is talking is one that Sprout recognizes. And then there's another guy reading the book?
Nope, same guy.
Oh, same guy. Okay, I thought there was a conversation back and forth happening. I was very confused.
No, he's talking to himself.
Do I recognize this guy from my photo?
No.
Okay, good. But he looked at us?
Yeah.
I think really hard at Sprout. Who the fuck is this?
I think you probably just get like a sense of the physical pain that he caused when he took Sprout's powers.
Your
Kind of
heartache.
it is hard for Sprout to really communicate. And then you finally just get, I have no idea, but we're not gonna win this.
I didn't mean to pry. You just took so long to get here.
Who the fuck are you?
Deck.
Like the personification of death?
Yeah.
Is
Or
that
just
what
some
it
douche who
takes?
likes to call themselves death?
That's what it takes for your mortal mind to comprehend.
What are you reading?
Just some dribble that I found lying around. The ending is
I'm just
terrible.
I'm just kind of like gauging everybody's general vibes here, but I think she will kind of start to like take a step forward to kind of maybe be in front a bit. Like, mind if I read it? New hobby.
But this is more fun for me to know the ending and for you to not.
What game are you playing?
One that was orchestrated long before any of you were in existence. I'll give you the book. If you will turn and walk away.
I am going to reach out to Ophelia and just say danger.
Period
And
this time, not question mark.
Yeah, there's no question mark. I am thinking this very emphatically.
Okay. Hey, Hoop, where's that old lady at?
She'd shut the door to give you privacy.
Oh, man.
Looking around this room, is it just a library, or are we noticing like weird magic things other than supposed death? Like,
The longer
if this
you're
is what came
staring,
through here, is he stuck here? Is there like
the longer you're staring, the more you're seeing like corners of the room that were filled with shadow. That shadow just extends far past the wall or far past the corner. And there's moments where out of the corner of your eye you can see something just hover there, but you're trying to catch a glimpse of it, there's nothing.
I reached out to Ophelia. Did he do anything? Did he look at me? Do I get the sense that he's kind of trying to listen into me right now if I'm communicating through the network? Okay. After a bit, then I would elaborate, but I was very afraid of using it and drawing attention. So I would just kind of tell Ophelia, the guy who took my powers, he's here in the library. And I'll kind of just do my best to keep her apprised with really short phrases, as far as like as the conversation goes on.
Yeah, I think you would get a response. I don't know that it is like super, coherent, like a very thought out plan of attack or whatever. But I think there's like at the first like danger message, there is a pause and then a sort of like just like acknowledged standby, sort of like, okay, I'm working on it. Understood. Got it. I think Ophi would like stand up and like in that way that you like excuse yourself from like a child, just like, I have to go speak to someone for a moment. I will be back. And then try to open that door, try to see if that lady's still there.
She is. Having a pleasant visit.
Yes. Would I be able to take the young miss on a walk? Is she able to leave?
I suppose so, yes. It's been quite a while. Protective charms should be nice and powerful.
What is the extent of the charms? The room? The island?
Well, on the island, she's perfectly safe and healthy. It's when she leaves the island, it's a very limited amount of time.
How limited?
A month, maybe 2 at the most.
Thank you. Do you know where the others went? My friends, did they go to the library, I believe?
Yes, why don't I give you an escort? These halls can be quite the maze.
Yes, alright.
She'll turn and slowly start walking her way up the stairs.
Alright. Oh man, because I think there's very warring ideas right now of if there is danger, do I need to get the kid out of danger? Or am I going to be walking the kid into danger? I don't know. But I think knowing that she can't in any real capacity leave the island, I think she'll sort of go back over, sort of like kneel, next to her on the bed. I have to go take care of some things with the friends who came with me. I will be back. All right?
Okay.
It was very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Just sort of, pat.
In that kid drawing pose where, she's
Mhm.
on her elbows drawing, feet just up in the air, just kicking back and forth.
Are you much of a hugger?
I'd like to give hugs, is that what that means?
I believe so. And just sort of like arms out.
She would
I've
give
been
you-
told not everyone enjoys them.
would come over, give you a hug.
Trying, big tight hug, trying not to, squeeze her too hard because robot child.
There's something that feels so familiar about the hug.
I think that gives Sophie pause for a second, as if she wasn't pausing to sort of sit in this anyways. But she'll just sort of, stand back up. I will be back. We'll see you soon. And sort of turn around and, hurry after the older lady and then, fall into step. Very practiced.
2 of your
Behind
steps, 25 of hers.
Yeah, right. Does not take long to make up the distance, but yeah.
The door quietly shuts behind you.
And I think there's just sort of like a flexing of the hand at her side, and it is heating up.
Back into the library. The figure holds the journal up. There's smoke that's starting to escape from it. You can have it. It's a boring read anyways, but you turn You leave this island and forget you ever saw these people.
How many people have you claimed since you've been here?
Here, none. This place is terribly boring. People aren't worth killing.
Then why are you here?
I was waiting
To read
for
boring
all of
books?
you. In fact, why are you missing so many? You should have a bird with you. You should have the automaton.
I will immediately tell Ophi he doesn't know you're here.
You get back, like, the sound of footsteps coming upstairs. You get back, I am on my way.
Oh no.
And then just sort of the idea of, like, quietly? Like, should I
Yes.
be... Okay. Acknowledged.
Why are you waiting for us?
Because I was meant to. Fate said we would meet at this moment, though I am underwhelmed.
The feeling is mutual.
What else did fate say?
Well, it said you would be here with an army. Shark folk at your backs, bird folk in the sky, rallying the kingdoms behind you. I see none of this. I see a bunch of scared wanderers.
First of all, I'm not scared. And second of all, fuck your fate. Obviously, it's wrong.
When he says fate said, I think Sprout will, that kind of like pings their brain a little bit. And we'll just ask, where's Mara?
Omara is very comfortable, enjoying all the amenities that have been earned. If you'd like to go and pay her a visit, I could arrange that.
Why did you wait here for us just to tell us to leave?
No. You don't get to leave. They can.
No?
We're not going to leave them here. What are you so afraid we're going to find here? Why did you expect us to bring an army for it?
If you brought the army, you would know. You did something. You took a path that led you here unprepared, and I am loving it. It's a bit of a disappointment we won't have our epic duel. Suppose it's the way it is.
Awfully confident to think we need an army to take you on.
Everyone in the room, would you roll your insight, please?
I was trying to see if I got any kind of rise out of him. So
He seems to be absolutely loving this moment.
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
19. So close to
Holy
10s.
shit.
So
Um,
close.
What happens when you have the same, like, 8?
You get an opportunity.
Oh, okay. So,
Alpha.
I rolled 2 8s with my
Okay.
insight.
I rolled double 7s, so I also got an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Glad that the chart is in the threads.
I am pulling it up.
I do need to look something real quick.
If it's a failure, we don't get the opportunity.
That's what I was looking up. We do have a +1 from the chat. Enola, would you like to add a +1 to your roll?
A 19 failed.
19 failed.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
A 20 would technically give you an opportunity.
I'll go with the Discord. Hold on.
You can take advantage, so the next check performed by you or an ally will get a +4. You can create a bond with someone or something around you. You can learn information. You can fill a clock.
Making them do a faux pas could be interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Learn
I was looking at
vulnerability.
Mhm.
You could unmask.
Oh,
Unmask
Ooh,
also very
plot
good.
twist.
I want that. I want that, please. I want to unmask this motherfucker because that's all she's been doing is just looking him up and down and just trying to figure out what his freaking deal is.
I mean, we have
I
3
hate
choices.
cryptic bullshit.
I know it's been annoying me the whole time.
You'd just
So we
stare.
have one opportunity each, right?
You. Unfortunately,
It took a
everyone
20 to
else
succeed.
failed. The DC was supposed to get lower. The longer you conversed, the more you searched the room, but someone had to roll a 20. The more you're staring at this individual, the more you can see the waves off of him almost kind of infecting the library in odd ways where you would see a shelf one way, and as he passes by, you see it shift to be brand new. Or you see it kind of burning, like little crisps of embers just kind of floating off the shelves. As if there were different stages in time where he just exists. And you'd see one point in time as he's walking by where there's just a glint of just for a moment. It might have been a suit of armor, might have been a shield. Really hard to tell in that moment, but whatever is here, he is not trying to let you get to it. Or he is trying to not let you get to it.
So it's almost like his power is kind of hiding it.
Yes.
Like he's trying to like
He is
Ooh,
distorting
there's
the
nothing here.
room so that you are seeing periods of time where whatever this is did not exist there.
But only Enola knows that because we failed our.
It was literally a split second of seeing just a glint of gold.
I will think real hard to Sprout that he's hiding something with these shadows.
I will pass that along to everybody, including Ophelia.
The scholar behind you will start taking a few steps back.
I want to grab her.
This is my home. I will not have you. What have you done to my home? What are you?
She's saying this to Death.
Yeah. I have spared your life for far too long. I've let you live in this secluded prison because I found it entertaining.
I'm gonna pull her behind me. Because I've fucking been here before.
It doesn't have to happen like this. You can let all of them survive. Just tell them to leave you.
And what?
I take you tomorrow.
Sprout, don't you fucking dare.
No, we don't leave our own behind.
Nola,
Thanks.
that journal that he's got in his hand is starting to smoke. You can see some of the pages starting to glow.
Okay, quick question. How sneaky am I able to cast spells? If they're instantaneous.
Typically, spells are pretty visible, like it is an incantation or a gesture, a flash of light, something clearly denoting that you're casting a spell. But you also have the blessing of the God of Shadows, so...
I will say, if it affects things, Sprout has started to move ahead of Enola. Put distance.
I'm keeping up.
between-
I'm like, I'm like walking right.
Sprout's trying to put distance between them and everybody else in the group. And I'm going at like an angle to death. I don't want to get closer to this thing, but I do want to put some space between the group.
Cadence, I think, is starting to circle as well.
Can I give my wild idea a meta?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it'll work. Maybe.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Thoughts. I want that book, you know? Like, I really want that book. I'm a spy. I'm good at pretending shit. I'd be like, I don't really know these people. So bye. Grab the book, pretend to walk off. I have that shield that reflects magic back. Could I reflect his shadows back to, like, uncover whatever's there?
You can certainly try. The only point you're probably going to be in a position to do that is if you are close enough to touch the book.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to pretend like, fuck these guys. I want to know my stuff. I don't know what you're dealing with. Good luck, Sprout. Grab it. I've only known these guys for a week. What do I care?
So I would say that if you reach out,
And then probably die.
grab the book, then that's probably your moment. Taking the book itself, the moment's probably gone, but that moment where he's handing it to you, where his guard is down, that's probably your moment to strike.
What do we think, guys? Because I also don't want to kick off a combat that we're all going to die.
Oh, do it. I am for doing it because I'm not leaving without attacking this guy. He pissed me off too much. It's happening.
Never had a character presented with death personified and not taken the opportunity to swing, so
I mean, he
Let's
talks
go.
shit. He
Like-
legally speaking must get hit.
Gonna get hit.
I mean, if I see Enola make a move, I will as well at the same time.
Maybe give like a little flick of the wrist, little tap, a little something, you know, some little symbol of like a go time that maybe like the organization would like know. But
Or you can
I
think
think I'd
it's
give like a little whisper. Yeah. I would be like, I ain't leaving you, dude. Like fully gonna let him know I'm not actually. But also it helps have everyone seem on edge. But I'm gonna give like a good little whisper in my head, trying to just like focus on these shadows. I'm like, please. I don't understand anything about what's happening right now. But like, if you could just have my back like this one time, that'd be super cool. Okay, thanks. Just she doesn't know how to pray, so this is all she's got.
kind of prayer.
You got a
Yeah.
d20 on you?
What's that?
You got a D20 on you?
I do.
Would you just give that a shake for me?
Okay. It's a natural 20. It's a natural fucking 20. I don't think my thing will go that far. It's a natural fucking 20. I haven't rolled one of those in 6 years. My D&D campaign, I've never rolled over a 10. This is the best.
You step up as he, glances at everyone, calls out. We've had this fight. You had an army at your backs. It didn't help you. You think you can do it alone? As you step up, he does hold the book towards you. The only one with
Sprout.
any common sense.
Well, knowledge is power, right?
Knowledge is a lot more than that.
I guess I'll find out. I have to grab it. And then just like as quickly as possible, wherever I saw that flash of gold, like whatever pinged, like there's something else going on here, I want to kind of like swing that shield up in that general direction and try and just like reflect back whatever that energy is away.
It is a split second. That book is grabbed, the shield is up. The room almost is split in two of what is reality and what is this visage that he is casting over everything. And you would see what he's been hiding. There is an armor stand back there. It is adorned over top of a statue of a figure holding a blade up into the air, triumphantly, wearing instead of gold and silver armor, a shield emblazoned with a symbol that you have seen, Sprout. It is your family's crest.
You know what? Have I seen you use this trick before? Do I know that it's you doing this? Like, would we have?
Yeah, because we had gotten an AoE attack one time that I was able to bounce back. So
Okay.
I think I've only used it like once or twice, but yeah.
I think legitimately one time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Cadence. I defer to Cadence when combat starts because I do not want to be in her way. And if Cadence is making a move, I'm running in the direction of that armor and that shield and that sword.
In my professional opinion, does it look like combat is starting?
I'm so scared to do anything.
What read do I get on this current situation?
In your professional opinion,
Mm-hmm.
Enola is about to be struck down by death.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm
Cool.
yanking Enola out of the way.
You are going to... That shield is going to be moved, and whatever glimpse of reality you have is going to be gone.
I am not. I am so afraid of this thing.
Yeah, I would like to try something maybe just before or as you do that.
I'm happy to defer to Cadence. Yeah.
Caden's hand, I think, slams down on her vambrace, and the golden flames that are inside of Starshine flare. I'm going to cast Stop. I'm going to stop time on death, hopefully.
Okay. What's the wording of that?
So it is an offensive spell, so I will have to
Roll against the
roll
magic
for
defense.
it, which I may not even be able to roll high enough. We'll see.
Yeah.
You trap a foe inside a circle of altered time and space. The target will perform one fewer action on their next turn, which I assume will drop them down to... I hope will drop them down to 0 actions. But I don't know. Highest I can possibly roll on this Make sure I don't have any bonuses. Highest I can possibly roll on this is 16. Should I even roll?
Absolutely.
It's against their magic defense.
Ooh, that was so loud. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely roll it.
Okay. I just wasn't sure since it seems like we may be fighting a demigod. I don't know.
Would like if you add a Fabula point, would that if you use a Fabula point, would that cost anything to like?
You can use it
Get
to
more.
re-roll.
Oh,
What you got?
I rolled double sixes, or 12 total.
12 total.
Maybe an opportunity.
A
If I hit.
12 is not high enough, but you are not far off if you wanted to re-roll.
Yeah, I'll spend a fabulous point to reroll. Let's see what I'm doing. Invoking a trait. Yeah, the trait I'm invoking is my origin from the magic technocracy of Priya Shade. That fails. I think it stutters for a moment in the gears, and she kind of smacks her hand against it a couple times and gets it to spin again. And that is better. 8 plus 6 is 14.
Absolutely a success.
No longer an opportunity, but a success. So, yeah. So a circle of gold flames flare up and spin around the floor, around his feet, and time slows down and comes maybe to see him have more than one action in a turn.
With the fact that we're not technically in combat yet, I'm going to say that you have bought Sprout a moment or two.
Okay.
This figure is ready to just bring down a absolute just claw of death into Enola. But he has
I only have a
slowed.
second.
That armor is visible behind you. And staring at that odd split of seeing different periods of time, different possible realities, you would see your great aunt wearing that set of armor, fighting down something. You'd see family members wearing it, older and older and older family members wearing that set of armor, fighting something.
If I have time, I'm gonna grab the sword and the shield. If I don't, I'm grabbing the sword. And if I have time, I'm gonna swing on him. If I'm able to get them down. I don't know if that's...
The time you have seeing that Enola is immediately in danger, you just sprint past, get to that armor set, that sword, that shield. Staring at them, you grab for the blade.
Yeah.
There are
Get it
immediate
all.
flashes of holding this thing. Flashes from memories that aren't yours of striking down demons, of striking down dragons, of striking down creatures that make no sense. And even one vision where you're holding it and the blade has been driven through a member of your family. People you recognize. But that's, of course, an alternate reality that couldn't be this one. The blade's in your
My family's
hands.
dead.
You have the shield and the armor behind you, and you can see that he is starting to move again. He stopped for a moment. Enola is there trying to just backpedal away. You could jump in front of this figure,
time for a spell?
or you can try and grab the shield. You could try to grab the armor.
I'm gonna get between him and Enola.
Get your shit, get the shield at least.
I mean, if I think I have time to get the shield, I would like the shield, but I am more concerned about making sure Enola does not die. So if all I've got is a sword, I faced this man down with my basic ass battle axe before, okay? I'm already doing better.
Then, seeing that stop spell is about to break, return to the fray, parry that claw. That last time it came into contact with you, it severed your ability to use your Esper powers. This time you just brush it to the side. And he just looks at you. I guess I'm killing you today after all.
We're gonna find out.
I'm going to shout at Sprout. Maybe we don't need an army after all.
And with Ophelia slowly being escorted up the many flights of stairs, the rest of you facing down death. I think that's where we're gonna have to put a pin in it.
Hoover, I swear to God.
Please, who?
Oop. This is so mean.
Thank you all so much for being here. This is a long-awaited session. A lot of lore left. We left crumbs of lore, but there's so much more. Oh. Thank you to everyone that came to watch us and support us. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional streamer, I swear. Thank you to everyone that came and brought your communities to us in raids, to Live from the Apocalypse. Who else we got? Scroll through the lollygaggers. Thank you so much. We love you both. We love everyone. Your communities are amazing. All you nerds are amazing. Thank you so much. But I do want to give everyone a chance to tell you who they are, where you can find them on the internet, and you know what? We'll just prepare for next time when we fight death. But we have multiple episodes left, so this can't be the end, right? We'll go the same order we did intros. So first up is Anna.
That is me. Hello, I am Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG performer, producer, and podcaster. You can find me on Twitter at Archival Dustbun, and most other social media, including Instagram and Blue Sky at Archival Dust Bunny. As far as where to find me, Monday nights I'm over on the GR crew with Tears of the Rose, our ongoing Blue Rose campaign. I play an allegedly recovering pirate. Lots of fun there as we set out on our adventure as envoys in training for the Queen. What else? Have a new series starting up this next Thursday that I will let Glyza talk about because they know more. They can say more to that than I can. A few one-shots coming up, including Lancer on the 26th here in Lost Caravan. You Forced Inheritance returns at the end of the month, so keep an eye out for that. And of course, Bloom and Blight. If you love magical girls, queer stories, stories about grief and how it affects you and those around you, and finding hope again after devastating loss, check us out anywhere you normally get your podcast. And on Twitter and Instagram and Blue Sky at bloomandblight.com. And then, of course, for all of our transcripts, character info, a link to our community Discord. All of that can be found on our website, bloomandblight.com. And we also just announced that even though we are technically on hiatus for normal episodes, Taylor's Garden Club will be coming out on the 28th. And just after the holidays, we have a very special Bloom and Blight holiday special coming out with Black Girl Mage, Lexi, as a guest GM. Taylor will be taking on Lily as a PC for the very first time as we get a glimpse of Bloom as a team before the events of our first season. So it's going to be lots of fun. Keep an eye out for that on January 4th. It'll be lots of fun. I'm tired of talking, so if you want to know where I am and where I'm streaming, check out any of my social media accounts, and you can find me there.
Ooh. I feel like we've gotten to see enough of, like, a bit of Cadence's story to kind of see, like where she's come from, like the struggles she's facing, and I wonder if it's, like, either cathartic to see, like, oh, I'm not the only one that goes through this, or if it's like, God damn it, why does everyone have to face this? Or if it's like anger, or like, oh, okay, good. We're all doing awful. Great, it's not just me.
I think it's a point of bonding for her and everyone else here. It's trauma bonding. It's always healthy. Don't worry about it.
And then I was gonna say, speaking of trauma bonding, but I guess that works. Yeah. Over to Kian.
Go with it. That's my new brand, y'all. Trauma bonding. Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending on which platform you're on. I am here every other Saturday for this campaign. So happy to be back with this phenomenal cast, to be able to tell the story. I am also in our, or I will be in our YouTube series, Old Gods of Appalachia, our campaign there. That one is a lot of fun. Delightful story. Definitely go check that one out. If you like old god vibes, Rise, our GM, is nailing it, so definitely come hang out for that one when it airs. I am going to be here on the 17th. Yeah, on tomorrow for Die RPG, GM'd by Nate, which I'm super excited about. On Tuesday, I'll be here for Eidolon's Door, GM'd by Holly, which I'm super excited about. I am every other Wednesday over on High Shelf Collective in the Beacons campaign with a couple of other friendly faces on this screen. Super fun. I play a not traumatized little lad in that game as well. I am once a month over on, I'm looking, I fucked up my schedule. Once a month I'm over on Singularity Roleplay. I'm in Gay Camp there, our gay summer camp slasher flick game. I am also in a campaign that's going to be a YouTube campaign through Exquisite Corpse Presents. And then starting in the new year in 2024, I will be over on a brand new channel called Entropy Emporium. We have 2 campaigns that are kicking off there, and I'm super excited to be involved in both of them. I will let other people talk about the campaigns if they feel like it. But yes, definitely follow me on social media. I've got a couple of the projects coming up in the new year that I can't talk about yet, but that is where you will find out about them first. And that's me.
Heck yeah. And speaking of finding out, over to Glyza.
Hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. And I mentioned that I will have a campaign starting soon. It is going to start soon next week on Thursday, Monster Care Squad. I aim to have the longest running campaign of Monster Care Squad. But that, I do a lot of things on the internet, but right now I just really want to take this time to ask every single one watching now and in the future to call for a ceasefire to stop the genocide of the Palestinian people. Call your reps, send letters, faxes, and text messages, protest, educate yourself by going to decolonizepalestine.com. But mostly, bring the truth of what's happening to the public. Witness, share, talk about it to people who are willing to listen. Show your support for Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And that's it for me.
And speaking of being free, I guess, over to Kit.
That is oddly accurate given my schedule as I'm looking at it.
I took a guess.
Hi. Weirdly, for the first time in ever. Hey all, I'm Kit. You can find me most places on the internet at KitRoll or on Twitter while supplies last at KitRollCause. Specifically coming up, a lot of my stuff is between seasons or on hiatus, so maybe I will get a break. Who knows? But every other Saturday I am here with this, doing the same things, hopefully less traumatizing than this week, but we'll see. It is we're in our finale era, so maybe, who knows how Hoop will traumatize us in the coming weeks. Every other Wednesday, you can catch Beacons of Farlight, as Kian mentioned. It's a new post-apocalyptic-ish campaign over on High Shelf. We're using the Beacon system, and I'm playing a little elemental shapeshifter, just a little guy. Everything's fine. We're not, also fighting terrible evils. It's great. As Anna mentioned, of course, if you like magical girls and stories of hope amongst defeat, you can catch Bloom and Blight anywhere you get your podcasts. If you find a place that it's not, let me know. I will put it there. That is a threat and a promise. And let me see. As far as other shows, A Season of Secrets and Shadows Season 2 is wrapping up over on Live from the Apocalypse. My Table has already had its finale, so go catch up. Now is a great time, and keep an eye out in the future for other announcements on that front. If you like Regency-flavored Monster Hearts romance vibes, it's a delightful little game, and I am delighted to be there. And then on the 29th, you can catch me over on LFTA as well, doing a charity stream for their Hasmus event. We will be playing some Apocalypse Keys, a game that I'm always delighted to get back into, and playing with some, I will say, classic holiday tropes. That's all I'm going to say. But for announcements on other things that I am involved in and other ramblings, catch me on the socials, as mentioned. I'm gonna go take a nap, I think.
Speaking of classic holiday tropes, over to Taylor.
Hi. I really tried to think of some sort of holiday thing off the top of my head there. I could not. Ho 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 was all I came up with, and that didn't feel right. Anyway, hi, I'm Taylor, or at Potato Toe. I have been your Enola today. You can find me at Potato Toe on the Blue Skies. Don't really have a lot. Everybody had a lot going on. Holiday break time, baby. You can find me over for our wonderful Beacons of Farlight game on High Shelf Collective on not this coming Wednesday, but the next Wednesday. Also, when the new year starts back up, we will start back up our Werewolf the Apocalypse 5e game. I'm terrified. Come hang out for that. Of course, Bloom and Blay, wherever you got your podcast that everyone talked about. Yeah, that's kind of it. We'll be back here also in the new year for some Lancer Dustgrave. Or I guess we need to come up with a new title, huh?
Oh, I have a title.
Are we?
Is it the title reveal stream?
Yeah. I want to know first. Before the rest of the crew, tell us.
We're no longer Lancer Dustgrave. We are now Lancer Hellscape.
Ooh, spooky. Should be fun. Very excited for that. Oh my god. Hey, it just got announced, so I guess we could talk about it too. Our wonderful friend JT has started their own new amazing channel called Entropy Emporium, and I will be a part of the lineup for the release of games by running a wonderful Thirsty Sword Lesbians campaign. Somebody here is gonna be in that. I'm super excited. I wanted to run that system for so long, or any Powered by the Apocalypse. I'm terrified by it, so very excited to do that. If you love like Mad Max or like Borderlands or even like a little Horizon Zero Dawn, maybe some Jack and Daxter, a little bit of Rage, like just think desert and cars and being a badass. That's what we got going on, baby. It's gonna be great. And then mix in some wonderful love and swords. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
That's all I think I got.
that's so cool.
I'm so excited. I've been so hyper focused on it.
I'm Andrew. I don't do anything. I just hang out here, and all these cool people just keep coming to me, and they keep telling me to run all these games. So that's what I'm gonna keep doing for now until the internet dies, which maybe never. But yeah, if you want to come roll some dice with us, we do have a Discord where we do all of our casting calls, which you can join at the link below. That big old button that says Discord. It is where we all just hang out and be big giant nerds. But yeah, that's all we got. Yes, speaking of hyperfocus, Squirrel. My friend Yoshi is streaming right now, an individual that I met really well before I started doing what I do now. A very, very funny, entertaining VTuber. He just hit 500 followers on Twitch. So I'm gonna go send a raid over, go share some love, and just, be the loving nerds that I know you are. That's all we got. As always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye.